Ever wanted to make your stories about the past really come alive? Well, you are in the right place. Today, we're diving into the past continuous tense. It's kind of like the secret sauce for describing actions as they were actually happening, bringing that past moment right into the present for your listener. Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll nail down what this tense even is. Then, we'll jump into its four main uses. After that, we'll see it all work in a real story, clear up a really common mix-up, and then, you guessed it, a little quiz to wrap things up.
All right, first things first. Let's lay down the foundation. What exactly is the past continuous tense, and how do we build it?
So here's the main idea, the big takeaway. The past continuous is all about an action that was happening at a certain point in the past. It wasn't finished yet, it was in progress. Think of it like you're watching a movie and you hit the pause button. You're looking at a single frame of an ongoing scene.
And you know the best part? Putting this tense together is super easy. It's like a simple recipe with just 3 ingredients. First, you've got your subject, like I or they. Then you add a helping verb, either was or were. And finally, you just tack on ing onto your main verb. Boom, you're done.
Now this is probably the only tricky part, and honestly it's not even that bad. You just have to choose between was and were. So the rule is simple. Was goes with your singular crew, I, he, she, and it. And were is for the plural team, you, we, and they. Once you get that down, you are absolutely golden.
Okay, so we've got the basic formula. Now let's get to the fun stuff, the blueprint for actually using it. We're going to check out the 4 main situations where this tense really shines.
So here they are, the big 4. We're talking about an ongoing action. 2 things happening at the same time. An interrupted action, that one's a biggie, and my personal favorite, setting the scene for a great story.
Let's take a look at our first use. I was cooking dinner at 7 p.m. See what's happening there? At that very specific moment, 7 p.m., what was I doing? I was in the middle of cooking. The cooking didn't start then, it didn't end then, it was simply happening.
All right, use number 2 is like having a split screen in a movie. While I was studying, my brother was watching TV. You've got 2 things happening at the exact same time in the past. And that little word while is your best friend for connecting these parallel actions. It works perfectly.
Okay, now for what I think is the most common and maybe the most powerful use of this tense. It all starts with setting up a long, ongoing action. Just picture this. I was sleeping. You can feel it, right? It just establishes a calm, continuous state. And then, bam, when the phone rang. You see what happened there? A short, quick action just crashed right into our long, peaceful one. This is an absolute game changer for storytelling. A long action getting interrupted by a short one, that's where you find the drama.
And our final use is all about being a movie director for your story. The sun was shining, birds were singing. You're not talking about the main plot yet. You're painting the background, creating the atmosphere, and pulling your audience right into the world you're building.
Okay, theory is great, but let's see this stuff in the wild. We're going to walk through a really quick story called The Unexpected Call and see how all these different uses work together to make it tick.
So, right out of the gate, the story begins. Last night, I was watching a movie when my phone rang. There it is, that classic interruption we just talked about. The long action, watching the movie, gets cut off by the short one, the phone ringing. And then it continues, setting another little scene. It was my friend, Raya. She was crying.
And now, look at this next part. I was listening to her carefully and was trying to make her feel better. We've got 2 things happening at once again, right? Both listening and trying were ongoing actions, happening side by side during that conversation. It really shows the effort, doesn't it?
And bam, it happens again. While we were talking, the lights went out. Another perfect interruption. The ongoing conversation gets zapped by a sudden event. See how this structure keeps the story moving and adds these little pops of drama along the way? Okay, let's talk about the big one. This is so important. People mix up the past continuous and the simple past all the time. But I promise, once you understand what each one is designed to do, it all just clicks into place. So, here it is, side by side. On the one hand, you have the simple past. I watch TV. That's a fact. It's done, it's over, you can check it off the list. But the past continuous, I was watching TV, tells a completely different story. That one focuses on the process, the duration. You weren't finished, you were in the middle of it. One's about the result, the other is all about the journey.
All right, you've taken all this in, now it's your turn. It's time for a quick quiz to put your new skills to the test. No pressure, let's just see what's stuck with you.
Okay, first one up. When I called her, dinner. So think about it. My call interrupted her, right? So what was she doing when I called? She was in the middle of cooking. That means we need A, was cooking.
They blank football yesterday evening. The big clue here is yesterday evening. It's a specific period of time, and the action was happening during that time. The subject is they, which is plural, so we need were. That gives us B, were playing.
How about this one? What were you doing at 9 p.m.? This is a simple one. The subject is you. And what helper verb do we always use with you in the past? That's right, were. So the answer's got to be A.
Okay, last one. It was raining when we left the office. This is that classic scene setting one we talked about. The rain was the background atmosphere for the moment when we left. The subject is it, which is singular, so we need was. The answer is B.
Hey, you did it. Fantastic job. You've just added this amazing tool to your storytelling toolkit. And just remember, grammar isn't about boring rules. It's about giving you the power to paint a vivid picture with your words. So the only real question left is, what new stories are you going to tell?